Hey guys, it's Walter here, and I just wanted to go over this question that's come through from a few people, and Alex kindly reminded me that the message here in the Naked Forex Now forum, he kindly reminded me that I promised that I would give you guys this video, so here it is. So, and again, you know, I'm not bothered by people emailing me and messaging me again. This is my rule. One of the things I've learned in life is that a lot of times when people don't respond to you, it's not because they don't like you or don't want to hear from you or don't care about you. You know, people just get busy. And so these sorts of things happen. Things slip through the cracks. So if I say, hey, I'll do that for you, and I don't, or it seems like it's been a while, go ahead and hit me up another message on the forum, and I'm happy to help you out. So here's what the 8-hour charts are all about. And let me show you, Alex and everyone else who's been wondering, why I think they're so cool. Well, obviously, if you're looking at the 8-hour chart, the each candle is essentially a session. Each candle essentially represents a session. Now, that's not quite the case because there is some overlap between the London and the European session, and so there's kind of a little bit of a period they call the interbank period between the close of the New York session, which, you know, I call that the 5 p.m. New York close, and those are the charts that I use. 5 p.m. New York is when my daily candles close. Between that and when Tokyo actually opens up, so there's a few hours in there where it's it's not quite 8, 8, and 8, but it makes for a really nice break in the charts. You can clearly see what happens during Asia and all that. So, you know, you can see Asia candle, European candle, New York candle, and so forth. Asia candle, European candle, New York candle. So let's get into it, and let me show you how you do this. Well, first of all, you're going to need an indicator called period converter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do one. Okay. I think the Singapore dollar is it a major? No, it's an exotic. Of course it is. I'm going to do it on the Singapore dollar just because I know we don't have it on there. Actually, I may have to switch to the other profile. Well, let's see if we can do it. I'm not sure if I can. US dollar, Singapore dollar is not here. Where the heck is that little sucker? There it is. Cool. Yep, can't do it. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go to the other profile. I think somehow I've maxed out the number of charts I can have or something. Someone explained to me what was going on there, but that's all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up a new chart. We'll do a Singapore dollar chart just because I haven't done it for this one. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get your 8-hour chart on there. So new chart, and it's Singapore dollars right there. Of course it's at the top because USD SGD is up with AU. I'm cracking myself up. Okay, now this is the 1-hour chart. Now I'm just going to put it on blue and red just because I like it. You know what I mean? Like, I just like the look of it. And I'm going to insert an indicator. So now this is a custom indicator that's been put into here, into my indicators folder. You will have to find out how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you can, there are videos on that. There's one video that I've created at the, if you have the course that comes with the book, that's at fxjake.com/book. If you have that member site for Naked Forex book owners, then there's a thing in there on how to put an indicator in your chart and stuff like that. But basically, you can look it up on YouTube or whatever. But first, you need to get that into your folder, into your indicators folder. Then you need to go, aha, I am going to put period converter on here. Now, there are many different versions of this. They all do the same thing, basically. This is what you really need to pay attention to. Period multiplier. This is a 1-hour chart. So if I go with 2, I'm going to create a 2-hour chart, but I don't want that. I want an 8-hour chart, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go, boom, yes. Okay, right? Now, that's kind of doing, you don't know that anything's going on the chart, except if you go to your indicators list, you'll see that the period converter is on there. And of course it's set to 8. So everything's good, right? So I'm going to go now, minimize this chart, right? Make it small. It's got to stay on your chart. Okay. You can't take it off because it's creating that 8-hour chart for you. Now you go open offline. You're going to open an offline chart. It's going to show you all the ones that are available for you in a moment. There's so many of them. I think it's just kind of turning over. Singapore dollar is going to be right about... Where is it? There it is. USD Singapore dollar 8-hour chart. Open. And there it is. That is your 8-hour chart. Now I'm going to go ahead and make it blue and red because I think it looks pretty. But there's your 8-hour chart. Now, the only thing I will say is that you do need to, and I'll put that indicator below this video so you have a link to that. But you do have to occasionally hit refresh. And that's because, you know, sometimes the chart kind of just gets stuck and you'll hit refresh and then it'll add another candle or the candle will change because it's closed or whatever. But that's important to note. And I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. So there's my 8-hour chart. And I'm going to stick it over here next to my 1-hour chart to remind me that they're linked. The data is coming from the 1-hour chart. I'll show you on some of these other 8-hour charts because it's Monday and I haven't really refreshed my charts. I'll show you what it looks like. So all of my 8-hour, so I've got my weeklies, my dailies, my 8-hour, my 4-hour, and then my 1-hour charts here. The reason I have 1-hour charts are for things like home run trades, the jumps and belts that we get when the market opens at the beginning of the week, right? The Naked Trades Happening Now webinar that we have, right? That's at 6:10 p.m. Sunday, New York time. So we look at those trades, but also these are, and for the non-farm payroll and things like that, but also these charts are really created to make these. That's why they're sitting over here, is to make these 8-hour charts. So if I go to the CAD yen and I right click and I hit refresh, you'll see that it just moved a little bit. So you're not going to see these charts ticking around, ticking up and down. They're just going to kind of sit there until you hit refresh, and then they'll give you the new price, right? Because they're dead. You know, you can't, like, you can see it's grayed out. I don't know if you, yeah, you can see up here. I can't click on the 4-hour or anything like that. It's stuck on the 8-hour. It's an offline chart. It will update the data, but you just have to keep in mind that, you know, it's not ticking away like a normal chart would. Now watch, here's the Euro CAD. I'm going to refresh it, and you can see the candle changed. I'm hoping for a more dramatic one because it's the Asian session. And apologies, we're not going to get much of that. Here, we'll do it again. Refresh. Nothing. Okay. All right. How about the Euro Kiwi? Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, a little bit of a move. So there you go. That's how you set up your 8-hour candle charts, just using that indicator below this video. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can post them underneath this video, and I wish you happy trading. See ya.